What's going on, YouTube? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, back again with some more Teardown Time Campers DLC content. Very much, as always, looking forward to hopping back into this expansion campaign. Finally on to a new mission. Double checked my audio this time so we won't have any botched issues. I won't have to go back and reshoot any episodes, which is really sweet. So that means with this one, obviously, we have not now experimented with this mission, and I'm not exactly sure what is on tap for this one, but very much looking forward to hopping into it. So without further ado, let's hop in. If you're just joining us for the first time, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time today and letting us kind of show you what we got going on here and what we've been doing for a while. If you've been following along in this Teardown series, very cool to see you again. But yeah, so let's hop in. It looks like we've got a new tool here. So we've got some TNT, a couple of new tools actually. Lubricate. Okay, so this is actually just for the mission. These are the items that we had picked up in one of our earlier missions there. Obviously, now that those are lubricated, we should have some new email communication, and obviously that'll give us our next mission here. So let's see what we got going on. Okay, so Nils Andre, beneficial deal. Great. With the gears greased up, we have everything to fix the time camper in your vicinity except for one specifically calibrated throttle. Fortunately for us, the Charles's alarm sales are plummeting, and he happens to own the very unique piece that we need. I've convinced him to give it to us on the condition that we help him deploy a sales tactic he calls the Motivational Reminder. It basically entails getting rid of the alarm's gunpowder supplies in Mineral Ravine so that folks will buy his insurance policies. If you do that, he will give us the calibrated throttle we need to get you back to the future, or as you call it, present day. So this mission here is going to be called Motivational Reminder. Just from that general context there, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be getting into here, but we are going back to Mineral Ravine. Having only bounced between two locations right now is a little scary. I'm kind of worried that there are only two locations in this DLC, even though obviously the map is relatively a relatively good size here. But again, we're going to keep chugging along in this campaign, just hoping that there are more than just two locations here, because obviously with this being paid DLC content, you want it to last quite a while. But you can see that this is a beefy mission here. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 objectives. So this is probably, I want to say, the second biggest teardown mission that we have played to this point. I believe in the base game there was one with 11 objectives. I might be wrong. Maybe it was 10. Maybe it was even 9. So this could be potentially the biggest mission that we've done, but I want to say this is the second biggest. This one here, though, actually seems relatively simple. Destroy the gunpowder supplies to demonstrate the true value of proper insurance. So no indication there whether or not we're going to be messing around with any alarms here, but obviously we are starting back at Mineral Ravine here. So we've spent some time before. Gunpowder alarm boxes, breaking an alarm box or wire triggers the alarm. Okay, so these are all available targets. So because these are all white, usually that means they're optional. What this really means, though, is you can see kind of at the bottom here, we need to destroy at least 7, but it doesn't matter which ones we destroy. So that's cool. But again, obviously, with how we have structured this series, we are showing you all how we complete all of the objectives, and yeah, just come up with a really cool solution to do that as effectively and efficiently as we possibly can. So we're going to be shooting for all 10 here. Now let's figure out kind of what we've got on tap. Two nice and close together. It's going to be interesting, though. If we have to destroy these, I don't know how we go about doing that without triggering alarms, but maybe we just must need to this is maybe where like the hunting rifle and stuff is going to be, or the rifle, sorry, where that's going to kind of come into play. We might just need to set up some cool positions that we can shoot these things from afar, because I would imagine it's just going to be one of those where we have to actually destroy 10, and we're not actually having to pick them up. So it's going to be a speedrun style still, but a little different than what we've been doing so far in this campaign, which is really cool. I think we had a mission like this once before. Oh, there's a new building in this version of the map. That's cool. Or is that? I think that's a new building. It's got a bunch of scaffolding and stuff. Okay, so we only have 2 objectives on this side, but as I usually kind of go about and start these missions here, I always try and just see what we have, what we're working with. Okay, so you can see we've got an explosive barrel on a short cord. So just as like a little prelim setup, I'm going to see how far we can stretch this without snap. Okay, so we can get it to about the door, which is good to know. I'm going to try and get it there, because I would imagine at the very least we could start up here and shoot this pretty easily. So I'm going to try and just get it in the door without snapping the wire. We just want this kind of out in the open here as much as possible. Make it nice and clear where we're going to need to destroy. I'm going to save that. I didn't really make it anywhere, but again, going to be just like a series of small adjustments here that isn't going to affect your run completely, but I always like to spend my time during the setup so that it's a lot less messing around when you actually get time to doing when you actually get down to doing the run. I'm going to, for now, like you would figure that the red is pretty obvious to see, and more than likely it is, but just for this sake, actually what I might do is see if I can close this door even. I probably can't, yeah. Not without kicking that away. That's fine, that makes sense. Okay, so like I said, it should be obvious enough, but I'm going to try and do what I can here really quickly to just kind of highlight where this actually is and where we're going to need to be shooting. But like I said, there wasn't really, in the base game, there wasn't much use for the hunting rifle, but we did have a mission that was somewhat similar to this. It was a mix of having to destroy objectives and collect, which was really cool. And we put together a really cool run, and we were able to just utilize our weapons here to get some good distance. But anyway, so that's our first objective, and like I said before, I would imagine that this one should be relatively easy. That might be steep, but okay. So again, we're not really worried about putting, I mean, I guess it will still be a run together, so let's just see what we got here. I just want to see, first of all, where this objective actually is. And obviously, I mean, it's nice to have height. We're going to want to try and demolish as many of these objectives from a clear vantage point that we can. So obviously, from here, we would easily be able to destroy this objective and this one kind of in like one or two kind of quick motions here. So I'm going to just use our sledgehammer really quickly to make that very clear where we are going to be kind of looking to shoot that one down from. But I would imagine if we could even get higher and possibly see through to the other side and see what we got. Okay, you can see I busted up a wire there, so I'm glad I saved. Not that we've made it too far in this mission yet, but switching where we choose to strike with our hammer definitely helps. And you can see here we've still got obviously a very clear shot at the barrel that's below us. So let's just quickly save. Obviously this one's nice and clear. I can kind of drag that to where I need to. But realistically though, if we can put a lot of these objectives in this vantage point, we should be okay. I would imagine we should be able to knock off probably 4 of these relatively quickly. It looks like this one's connected to the train, so I would imagine you'll be able to pop in the train and drive this backwards, get it a little bit more into our line of sight here, which will be cool. This one we should be able to just pull out into the window even a little bit more and make that nice and easy to see. Again, here we have 12 rifle shots, so that even nice little scope on it, so it should be like pinpoint accuracy. We haven't used this one though, so I don't know like how accurate it actually is, but I would imagine it should be pretty good. So again, with this, we're going to try and just maintain the height of here. We have a nice easy way to get up top, so we just want to make this nice and quick. I would love to have all of these objectives together, but we'll see how this goes. I'm going to just pull this onto the balcony for now. Actually, we'll have to see. We'll make some adjustments actually when it comes time to doing the run, because obviously we don't want to shoot this when we're standing right beside it. So we'll have to kind of see what makes the most sense. But for right now, that's easy enough to get up to. I'm not worried about making a whole bunch of planks. It doesn't matter how quickly we can scale this building, because the idea would be that we start at the top of this building and just shoot all of the objectives. So as long as we can kind of keep this nice and high, if we want to just get everything into the vantage point or like have a clear view from the roof of that building. So that's nice and easy here. What do we got here? Okay, so this one actually we can't really move a whole lot, but the whole idea with this one is literally just going to be making it as easy as possible to see then, which shouldn't be too bad. Quick save. I'm going to just take the whole front of this building off. I could use explosives right now, but I don't want to take the chance that we explode the objective. So again, just resorting back to our trusty sledgehammer here. It's pretty much as quick as a shotgun would be, and it's a little cleaner. But when you have weak materials, you're better off to just use something that doesn't require ammo like the sledgehammer, because sledgehammer can't go through like concrete or metal, whereas the shotgun can. So you might as well just save the shotgun for when you know you're going to need it, or for something that a sledgehammer can't work on. Okay, so you can see that this is nice and open. Honestly, we should have a pretty clear view, but now I want to just see if we can get it into here. I want to just make sure that just in case I'm a pretty bad shot today, that we have really no excuse to miss this. Again, I would imagine that just by the way, because this isn't like a shooter, I wouldn't imagine that recoil is like a huge thing in this game, so it should be pretty much pinpoint accuracy. But we do definitely want to just make sure that we are going to have a clear shot at this. So this is already pretty tight. I probably can't move it much closer, but I'm going to try. Okay, that doesn't help. But what I'm going to do too is I'll highlight that in yellow, and just in case this our view is a little skewed here, I'm going to just take some of this out too, just to make sure that we just don't have anything blocking our vision here. So let's take all that out. This is kind of not in my way at this point. And I'm going to paint this yellow too, just to make it very apparent. Obviously, I don't imagine that this is going to contrast nearly as much from further back, so let's just paint it yellow, make it very apparent what we're blowing up. I could have actually done that with the red barrel too. I just figured the red was going to be pretty obvious to see, but again, with this, it's not red, it's matching into the floor a bit, so it probably makes more sense to just do what we're doing here. Just in case we, I just want to make it as obvious to see as possible, which can't really make it more obvious than that. Obviously, again, the wire is nice and tight, so just to see really quickly here, I might end up actually having to knock apart some of that roof and stuff. So let's just see what we've got here. Again, I'm not worried about how quickly we can scale this building, just so long as we are able to keep it all together. That's going to be the other thing, actually, is that we need to make sure that this isn't going to, when we blow it up, it's not going to blow the whole building apart, because it's going to screw up our whole plan. So we'll have to figure out the ideal position for that. Okay, so as you can see, that's very, very easy to see. Even from here, we should have a clear shot, no problem. So boom, 1, 2, 3, wherever we decide to put this, obviously. So we have 10 objectives. 3 of them are pretty well accounted for at this point. I like what we got here, so let's go see if we can set this one up. Again, this one's connected to a train, so I would imagine we should be able to just roll this train back. Shouldn't really be anything special here. Can we drive this? Can we drive it? Might have to go around to the side. Maybe we can't drive it. See if I can get up. Is this a ladder? It is, but I can't climb that. Okay, let's see if we can just hop out here. I'm wondering at this point we either can't drive the train or I have to just get to a position here. Okay, so we just can't drive the train. Interesting. I did not expect that. But, okay. I thought for sure we would have been able to drive it, but I'm looking. Okay, we can't even make it to the end of that track. Because I was thinking then maybe we would have been able to find something that we could just kind of pull that back. But maybe what we could do is separate this train car then, and maybe we can pull it. I'm not sure. It's probably going to be too heavy, but we'll see. There's no real need to keep the train together at this point then if we can't actually move it. This is still too heavy to just pull, which makes sense. But I'm wondering now if there's anything in here that we could use. A horse should not move that, but we have a horse there. The windmills and stuff, but no other vehicles, just horses. I don't know if a horse, maybe a horse would. I'm going to try it. It would not make any sense, but I'm going to try it anyways, just to see. Maybe that horse will give us a little bit of a boost. Or maybe we could even attach it with ropes. The last time I tried to attach an object to a horse with ropes, it did not connect. So I don't know, again, if we can use them like we would cables. We never really used cables in the base game a whole lot because the elasticity was pretty tough for some reason to figure out, the actual just physics of it. A lot of the times they were too stretchy or not stretchy enough, so I'm going to actually maybe try with the ropes instead because that's probably our best bet if they connect. I just don't know whether or not it's going to. This horse does not like going backwards on the bridge apparently, but I'm just trying to make sure that we can get this going straight because I don't want to pull this off the bridge and then we lose. Ooh. Okay, so I got to be careful here. Okay, so let's see really quickly if this rope strategy works. I don't even know. Okay, so you can't connect it to the horse. Not sure why. Oh, yeah, you can. I guess I wasn't connecting it to the right spot before. So you can see, like, that is going to be a pretty tight connection. I'm going to just try this and see what it actually looks like. I would imagine I'm going to have to redo these ropes because this horse is probably going to get pulled pretty tight. And he won't be able to do anything, but we'll see. Where did we stick that to last time? Just the back of him. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's not going to work. Okay. So that was too elastic. Or too tense, I guess. But let's try this again. I'm gonna try and do it a little looser this time, and then if that doesn't work, I'll just see if maybe we can use the horse to nudge it in the right direction. Then, again, we could probably just blow the back of the train off, and it would be a pretty clean shot. And realistically, if we can't move the train, that's what I'll do. But again, just trying to make things a nice, cool, clear, concise run at the end of it all, because that's really where we get our fun in this game. Definitely doesn't necessarily make things the easiest, but love putting together some really fast runs and just think about how we could make things quicker. Even when we complete a run, it's so cool thinking. It's like, oh, what could I have done differently? This horse, ooh, got legs going through the bridge here. I don't know if we're even going to be able to get that horse out at this point. So that might not be the play. I wonder if I can just connect. I don't know if we can connect like halfway through here. Want it like orange? Okay. It sounds like it's connecting, but it just doesn't connect. Okay, that time it did. This is not budging at all, though, so I would imagine that this isn't going to work, which, I mean, makes sense, but I just thought I'd try. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That thing is way too heavy. Too bad. Would have been a cool strategy, but we're not going anywhere with that. Okay, that's fine. So then all we're going to do is take this apart. So that's steel, obviously. We're going to need to use our blow lamp to melt. Actually, I guess we could have used a shotgun as well. But I don't want to do too much damage and end up exploding this thing. So get that out of here. Just try and open up enough of this to make it nice and easy to see from the tower. Okay, so you can see we've got a pretty good vantage point here, so I might even be able to like pull it out. That probably makes it harder to see. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I wonder if we could put it on top of the train. I don't think the wire is big enough for that, no. Okay. That's probably not terrible, honestly. We'll spray it. We'll spray it. Worst case, we can move this, but I'm going to spray it and just, we'll see from the top of that tower if we can see this. We should be able to, because I can see the top of the tower just fine. Okay. Let's go see. And then if that works, I'll quick save and we can pop on to the next one. Go up this ladder here. Go up this ladder. Oh, God. Where are we here? Go up this ladder. Go up this ladder. Okay, cool. Boom. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it. I'm gonna just take all these sides out. Okay, yeah, perfect. So that should be totally fine. I like what we see there. Cool. Actually, with this, we probably don't even have to shoot. I would imagine we can just pick it up and throw it at the end. That will keep it away from damaging this tower. That actually should be perfect. Okay. I like that. Okay. So essentially we have 4 right now. What do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. Actually, we have 5. Yeah, 4. 4. Let's see what we got over here. We have 4 out of 10, but you can see this really shouldn't be too bad. Obviously, it's been about 20 minutes setup, but we're just taking our time, trying some things here. I want to put together something really cool, and I'm always trying to get the actual speed run itself, not necessarily the setup, but the speed run itself done as quickly as possible. I love that part of this game. Okay, so this is what? Connected on the outside. Interesting. So with this, what I'm going to want to try and do at least is take out enough of this building that we can see through from that tower. Maybe I would be able to sit this on top of the dresser even. Kind of give it a little bit of height, something to stand it on. But let's see. I'm going to try and keep this dresser here. Actually, let me just quick save. I don't even know. I might have to move that dresser over. I don't think this wire is tall enough. Yeah, that's not going to fit, I don't think. Oh, yeah. Hell no. Okay. I don't know if I can move that. I can't. Okay, that's fine. We'll look at doing something with that after. For right now, we'll just take all of this apart. I probably have to separate the roof, but we'll see. Just take all of this down right now. And again, I'm just, whoa, gotta be careful that I don't. Okay. So we can see the top of our tower here. So we just need to make sure that we can see our barrel. We can't do anything about the rock formations that are there, which is why I was trying to kind of sit this on top of the dresser. But again, I don't think that wire is going to help. But it would be nice to get a little bit of height here if we didn't have to have this just kind of stuck on the ground. But it's a pretty short cord. And I can't move the dresser, but yeah, we might have to see. Just take all of this down, because even if we get the height, we're going to need this down anyways. Okay. So that's basically our view right now. I'm going to try one more time to try and get it on top of that dresser. I really don't expect it to work. I wonder if there's something else that we could tip it on, though. I can't move the bed. I want to try and just get it. Even like that would be better. Something. Something that gets it up off the ground a bit here. That's tight. That's not going to work either, I don't think. Ooh. Okay, if that stays wedged, that's about as good as we're going to get it. And this one here, I would imagine from afar, that red is going to blend in quite a bit. So let's just paint this up too, make it, again, very obvious what we're trying to hit here. Try and not paint the dresser, because I don't want to be shooting at the dresser. I don't really know how this is going to look from as far back as we're shooting, so Want to just cover as much of what we can see here in yellow, make it really easy to see from afar. It's pretty good, I would imagine. We shouldn't really see the top or the sides, but who knows. Okay, just to double check. I know it's taking a little longer because I'm going back and checking everything, but at the same time, I'm hoping that it just saves us having to correct when we actually get finished with everything here. So definitely not the most efficient way to do our setup here by checking one at a time, but it's cool to just check in on the process as we go along here. I don't want to get stuck on this barrel though. I'm gonna have to move that. I don't like coming up on that every time. Okay, what do we got? So the biggest thing is just actually going to be, I think when we're in this tower, remembering where all of these things are. So I might even try and spray paint that roof a little bit. Obviously this is very obvious here that we're shooting for the yellow. I just don't want to like miss that. Boom, boom. Should be okay. We'll see. Either way though, we can see it from here even without scoping, so that's going to be important. I already forgot that there was one. I might have to take this pole out, because I want to be able to see as we're going to be like quickly trying to pop these off. I just want to make sure that these are going to be very clear to see. We could actually probably even, instead of shooting this one, throw this into that one. We'll start off with 2 in a row when the timer starts. Shoot that one, shoot that one, shoot this one, as we just kind of keep skirting along here. Okay, so we've got this one. Let's go see what that one looks like. But I think that's going to be the play for our first 2. I think that's a pretty good call. But I'm liking the setup so far. Quick save. We have to go just right here. Okay. So we might have a bit of an issue with this one because the train is going to be blocking. I wonder if I could pull the train with the horse, because this thing's like all steel. Okay, let's go back to this plan. It's not connected any other way. You can't drive it, which still really surprises me because that would have made some things pretty easy. But try this really quick. Worst case, doesn't work, but I'd like to be able to pull that train out of the way instead of having to blow it apart. Save us a little bit of time. Save us some resources, even though I don't think this one's going to be all that resource intensive. There's this, I think I saw. Yeah. Okay, so we got a horse over here. I want to see, like, wonder if they would have like a tractor or something in these barns. That'd be pretty dope. Oh, okay, there's a thing in here too. Okay, so we're going to have to go in there. I'm surprised actually, like, with this being like a Wild West theme, they have horses and like carriages and stuff, but no tractors or anything like that. Like, I know it's obviously not just strictly a Wild West thing, but I'm just really surprised there's nothing to move this train. You see, we've got a little bit more of a solid footing here, so this might help. Let's see. Let's see. This has a lot more wheels, which is the only reason that it could potentially work. It's probably heavier than the buggy, one of the carts though too. But okay. I wonder if this is dragging, and that's part of the problem. Probably not, but wishful thinking, I guess. Just setting all the train tracks on fire. It doesn't really matter. We don't have the fire alarm thing, but just so that it doesn't get too crazy and burn down things that we might need, I'm just gonna put an end to that right now. Yeah, so that, whoa, that didn't do a damn thing. Okay, so like it doesn't even budge. I don't know if we would be able to just kind of cut this in half. I don't have enough of this blow lamp left anyways to be able to do that. You can see if this thing just melts though. Maybe that's in half. Pretty much, pretty close. Should be able to do the rest of the damage that I need here with a shotgun. We'll see what that looks like. Okay. Does that help at all? Or are we still stuck? No, not budging at all. Okay, then. I do not know what I just blew up. Nothing important. Because our alarm didn't trigger, so that's good. But I do want to make sure that the fire doesn't spread to any objectives. So we do have the objective that's like close by here, I thought. Yeah, right there. Okay. I'm gonna try this one more time. Just like completely separate this. Basically already is, but I'm hoping to... Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay. So we do just need to make sure that we have destroyed this enough that we can basically pull the large pieces out of the way then. That's going to be the new play. I don't want to use the rifle. If we don't have the rifle to be able to complete this mission, we're going to be screwed. So I don't know why. It's always such a hard thing separating that rope. Okay, so we'll get this out of the way for now. We need to use our shotgun now to start mowing through this. Ouch. Like, even these pieces are beefy. Now, I gotta be careful. We have to do enough damage that I can see through here. Because I wonder... I don't remember where I quick saved. But I'm gonna need those shotgun shells back. Okay, we have all of our blow lamp. Perfect. We haven't done any... Okay, this is good. This is good. Because I don't need to try and separate things anymore now. I just need to melt the top of this train down to make sure that we can see through. Let's just try and do as much damage as we can here right now. Get rid of as much of this like cast iron stuff. That really didn't do too much. But it's still going to help more than what we did use that for initially. Okay, so that's gone. Still got a good amount of shots with this shotgun, so it's going to be the important part here. So chipping all this down. I'm going to get a good part of this roof gone. Okay, so we can see straight through, which is good. But the cord here is only so long. So we're basically going to need to now. Okay. Very similar to our last one. I want to give it a little bit of height here. See if we can sit it on this box without setting it off. Okay. I'm going to try and take this whole roof down. So we should be able to see past the train just fine. Make sure that we can see past the roof when we're kind of up high. What's that look like? Should be able to get that. Again, I'm going to paint this though just in case. That might make it blend in even more actually with the lighter wood underneath us, but I'm going to try. Hopefully have a trained eye up there to just shoot everything yellow. Okay, that's basically as good as we can get that. Move this horse out of the way here. Hopefully that works. Again, it's just going to have to be kind of keeping all of these objectives straight now. We're going to have access to all of them. I'm just going to have to make sure we have like the quickest kind of run time. Just going to need to make sure that I can quickly remember where everything is. So we have these two that'll start. One here, one back there, one back there. Okay, so that's a good start. And I got to remember too, we're going to want to have a horse here. We're going to hop off this building, but again, to make our run as quickly as we can possibly do it, I want a horse here. Can't forget about your escape. Have a horse to run us to the car because it's definitely going to be faster. Actually, maybe with horse punch it won't. Maybe we'll just horse punch instead. I'm not sure if it'd actually be quicker running with horse punch or if having a horse would be better, but either way. Okay. Okay, so we have those all figured out. So that's good. What else do we have here? Again, just trying to make sure that we're able to see from that building. That building is very important in this one. So we have one that's back here. So this should be the one that's more difficult. It's got a pretty long wire. With this, I would hope that we can stick it on the roof. That would make it pretty easy. We just chop down this sheriff sign. But let's see if that's possible. How best to get on here? I don't want to go setting up a bunch of planks and waste them, but we'll try this. Okay, so that's stuck. Okay, so we're on this roof now. Perfect. I don't want to take out... Okay, it's just right there. I don't exactly know where the cable is. I don't think it's going to be that long. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. That is not going to work, is it? I wonder if I can pull it from the roof. If we can sit it on this table, I wonder if I can pull it up through the roof. Okay, try that. Sit that there. Go back up. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think the cable is long enough to actually fit it on the roof properly. Come on. This mission definitely isn't complicated at all. But if you want to put together a cool little run... Oh, we can't even reach it from here. Okay, I guess I'm not really surprised, but I can reach it from here. Can we get that? No! Okay. So we can't put that on the roof. Okay. It's actually still probably not a problem. What we have to do is level this, though. Keep it on the ground, level that, make sure that that is nice and open, so that's fine. Get to have a little bit of fun here then. Let's put some dynamite bundles up all around this thing. Where's the objective in this? Over here? Okay. Could have watched. We would have got a couple more dynamite barrels. I should just be sledgehammering, honestly, right now. I just wanted to, because we have to flatten that whole building, I wanted to do as much damage as I could. Okay. Just so the fire doesn't spread over here. I might not have to take the whole building down, but to do enough of it. Might as well have this whole thing fall. Chop it all down. See if the physics are going to behave today. Okay, so this did come in. Still not enough, though. Just sitting on all of this other debris. Okay, getting there. Okay, so that, can we see? Maybe once I open this up. Just need to see the top of this building, but we can't see it. Okay, so we're going to need to take this sheriff building down. Where is this objective, though? Up top? Down below? Ooh. Maybe should have started with this one. This one we should be able to put on the second floor. That wire looks long enough to me. But this might let us know. Ooh, gosh. Maybe it's not. Okay. Gotta do a little bit of thinking now. Where does this... Okay, so we're actually underground. This is gonna change things quite a bit. We had everything going pretty smoothly up until now. But having this one virtually... Ooh, that sucks. Because there's no real way to destroy it without being down here. Where's our building? Yeah, especially since it's covered by that rock. Because even if... Let me see. Watch this hole. Okay. So we are pointed out towards the tower right now. So let's see. This will probably be the hardest shot that we have to make. But let's see. Oh, we can see the tower. It's actually not as far as I thought it was. So we can see the tower. This is all clear. Or will be, anyways. Move that outhouse. By that I mean destroy it. Maybe try some TNT in here. Boom. Oh. Oh, we could just shoot that. That's an option. What's the blast like? That's sick. Okay. We could try that then even. That could work. Okay, let me try something really quickly then. Because we have a gunpowder barrel that we don't really use, but I am curious how it actually works. Because if we could get it to explode here, like maybe what we could do is we could just load this up in TNT from the top of our building there. Ooh, that'd be tight. I have an idea. I just want to see. I'd really, man, if we could get this up to the second floor, it'd be very easy. Oh. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know how we got that this time. But that is going to make the world of difference. It's still going to be a tough shot. But the fact that it's kind of wedged there will help dramatically. Obviously, we're going to need to have... So I'm going to paint this. I don't want to touch anything because I don't want that to fall back down. But let's spray this. And I don't know. I don't think it's wedged on this railing, so maybe I can move it. I'm going to quick save after I paint this really quickly, just so we know whether or not it will. But I'm going to still just douse this all in TNT because this is not a shot that I can afford really to lose or to miss. Let me just quick save here. Sledge this. Oh god. Okay, that's fine. I gotta do that basically one more time. Yeah, stupid. Okay, let's see if I can remove this railing. Nope. I just don't want to end up hitting that with my rifle. There we go. Now I should be able to sledge this. Stay here. Okay. So I gotta get rid of all of this. Anything that's gonna bust up our shot. Okay. That is gonna be tough. I'm gonna like paint here so that we can hopefully help line that up when we're scoping from afar. We know where to look. And then, like I said, my plan is to douse that in TNT. I might not have to, depending on what our shot looks like back here, but we'll see. So this episode at this point is taking us a little longer. Obviously, we are putting a lot of thought and time into this setup. Hopefully the end result is going to be cool. You never really know. Okay. So, I wonder, you can't really see, like it's actually nice that we did what we did with this. But you can see it's not that easy to see. Maybe we start with this shot because, yeah, that might actually make the most sense. Start with this middle one because then at least the timer won't start until we hit it. This is easily going to be the hardest shot. Actually, when we stand here, it's not that bad. Can we, like, we could see it from here even. I'm going to test the accuracy really quick and just see. Perfect. Oh yeah, we're in good shape there. Awesome. Okay. That's cool. I'm going to actually sit on this box. Boom. So we could plug that off. Boom, boom, boom. So we could get all 4 here. We have this one here. Those 2. Yeah, okay, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But we're in good shape right now. We're in good shape right now. I'm going to just actually test my thought for this too. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, perfect. Boom, no problem. Okay. Good to know. Good to know that those work. Okay, so we have that one. We need this one in the back though. Okay. And then what? How many more? We have another 2 to set up still. Another 3 to set up, but outside of that one that we were just talking about. Okay. So we're coming close to being able to do this. There's no way we won't clear all of these objectives, but again, though, my whole point in spending the time during setup is really to just put as quick of a clear together as possible. That is easily where I get the most enjoyment in this game. It's so much fun doing it this way. Okay, here's the top of our tower. I wonder then if I have to pull that into the alley, and that's our best chance here. Can I open that? Trying to not smash that cord. Okay, where is our building? I'm still gonna need to like trim that top piece out. How far can we pull this? Ooh, not that far. Okay. This one is gonna take a little bit of finagling too, I think. Okay, that's probably the best that we get, at least with this current strategy, so the sheriff building is going to be doing a number on us here. These 2 are likely the most difficult to get, just because they are the furthest and have short wires that you can't do a whole lot with the actual objective. So I think with this too, as much as we have the objective painted, I think I'm going to need to do a little bit of detailing on the building just to kind of catch our eye when we're over there, because I don't know how obvious this is going to be. Yeah, like at this point, we're going to need to do a little bit of clearing because I can't actually... I don't think I can. But we don't really need all of this, so trim this out, and I'm going to just try trim this whole side of the sheriff building out. Let's see how this goes. That way it'll keep our paint intact for the other objective that's in the bottom of this building. Keep everything else for the other objective in this building intact. Smash this roof out. Okay, that's steel, so I can't do anything with that. I can shotgun it, I guess. That's what we'll have to do. But I want to see at this point, can we see through here now? Not enough yet. If I can't see the objective from here, I'm definitely not seeing it from back there, so... What are we looking like here? Sledgehammer is going to work today. Okay. Okay. Can we see? we will be able to in time here. Keep chipping this out. I guess we basically need to knock off as much of this as we possibly can without it impacting whatever we put in place for the last objective there. Okay, that's looking pretty good now. Trim all of this corner back. How are we looking now? Can you see me? I'd say pretty good, but even to make this a little cleaner, I want to make sure I can keep this staircase intact. Just a couple more hits. I need to take the front of this out now. Stuff falling everywhere. I don't know what fell on the roof there. Okay. That should be okay. Take this staircase out and then hopefully not have to come back up here. We can use planks if we need to. It's just... Okay. Okay, so that is basically leveled as much as we can get it. Oh yeah, okay. Alright. Still not sure about this roof, honestly. It's a metal roof. Can shotgun it. Shotgun it. Hopefully I'm not going to need my shotgun or my blowtorch at this point. I've already quick saved, so that might be an issue for the other objectives, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's actually pretty not bad. Boom. Nice. So basically, can I shoot it from here? Oh, there we go. So we can line up both of those shots in this scope. Perfect. That's awesome. So my initial plan is we'll start with this back one, do this, and then maybe work our way around. It sucks to have to start in the middle. I'm just not convinced that I'll be able to make those shots after. Who knows? We'll see what these two look like. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay, so what do we have? We have two left. They're pretty close together, which is cool. It'd be nice if we could set them up right beside each other. That one shot takes both objectives out, but we'll see how realistic that is. Obviously, we have no idea at this point. We haven't even looked at them yet, so I'm not sure. Let's see what we got going on. Really hoping I don't need a shotgun over here. What do we got? Same level, same level. So they're both just on the floor here, which is cool. Obviously, we are quite a ways from this tower, but yeah, this tower is pivotal because you can see the entire map. Makes the world of difference. Okay, so this one shouldn't be too bad. We just have to, again, clear enough of everything here. Take that out. Okay. Extinguish this just because. Shouldn't really be a big deal. We're going to need to move this tower, obviously. And by move, I mean remove. So that should be simple enough. Sledgehammer it down. It's already leaning. Boom. Okay. Oh, yeah. Get out of here. Boom. Oh, yeah. So that should be totally fine. That should be totally fine. I'm just going to pull it on the other side of the fence here. If we can't, if the wire's not long enough, I will just blow this gate apart. Might have to anyways. Okay, so that's steel, but we should be able to open. Wow. Okay. Sucks that that's all metal because, again... Oh, I do have my revolvers, at least. So we can get that out of there. There we go. Okay, so that helped. Nice to have the revolver. Okay. So this one should be easy. I'm going to quick save here, just in case we screw up while we're pulling this. Like that. Okay. Knew that was coming. Try this again really quickly here. Okay. gotta just make sure that it is as easy to see from that tower. Get this out of the way. Gotta get all this out of the way. And then we'll just spray paint it yellow. Make it nice and easy to see from how far, obviously, away we're gonna need to be. This would be so hard to do if they didn't give you a scoped rifle. I don't want this in our way, or in our way there. I don't want this piece of steel in our way. So let's get this out. And then have a little bit of this too. Might as well just clear as much as we can reach here without it being a big issue. Don't think we're probably too far over for this to really matter, but just on the odd chance. Okay, give that a nice clean up. Sweet, let's paint this yellow. Paint as much as we can see of it yellow, because I don't know, again, what angle we're going to have when we're at the top of the tower, but let's just make it easy. So yeah, like I said, the biggest thing with this, especially since we've spent so much time on setup, there is like the most amount of objectives in this mission so far that we've played, but again, like this setup really only takes as long as you need it to take. I'm just trying to perfect everything. I don't know what my point was with that. But I really am. Oh, I guess, again, it's something that I've kind of mentioned already once in this video, but this mission really is not all that difficult. It is just trying to make this quick and easy. I'm very excited, actually, to see what our time is going to end up being on this, but it's the hardest part is going to be remembering exactly where these objectives are. You can put as much of a plan together, but like if you don't have all these visual cues, like it's nice to see we have 3 in this area. We have 2 right here. We're gonna have the 1. We can see that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's actually nice to see too that little visual cue of the box lighting up, or the alarm lighting up is cool. Okay, so let's quick save. We're good there. So we have just 1 more then. And if we can't see this one from the tower, I'm curious if we would be able to just kind of run and gun it on our way to the car, but I don't want to leave it to chance like that. I really would love to be able to just shoot everything from one position and then just make it to the car. But we'll see if that's possible. This one's actually quite far. Further than I thought. What is it in this building here? Ooh. And it's going to be low also. So I already know at this point we're going to need to basically clear that whole part of the barn. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Okay, get our sledgehammer out again. It's a good thing. This is why you use sledgehammer when you can, because obviously we could have used all of our other weapons, but with how much destruction you need in this mission specifically to kind of give yourself the best vantage points possible, you wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't using sledgehammer. So okay, so just try and get a general. Can I move this? It says I'm supposed to be able to, but I can't. I'm just gonna chip all of this away. Get a pretty good idea. That where's our tower? Oof, it's far. Okay. We need to basically, without blowing up our other objective. Okay, it's kind of far. I want to just, don't want to screw up what we set up for our last one here. I might have the easiest, it might be easiest to just kind of shoot everything in order. That's the only real way to kind of keep track of what we have where. I'm thinking that's probably going to be the best strategy instead of starting in the middle. But we'll have to come up with a plan. As long as we know that we can see everything from the tower, that's going to make the world of difference. So, okay, that tower is still over there. So actually, if we could even put that one behind this, that might be the best bet. Does this work? Yeah, cool. So I gotta be careful that I don't separate this one from the wall here. But if we can put it in behind, okay. Sit that there. I would have been absolutely devastated if I quick saved before it fell and snapped. Okay then. Okay. Actually, you know what we could try and do? If we can get this close enough, they should both explode at one time. That might be the game plan instead of trying to shoot these individually. I'm gonna try and put this little hunk of garbage here. That way it doesn't keep rolling back. I just gotta... Okay. It's better. That's pretty good. Like, I feel like that should be close enough that they explode together. What do we think? Like, even if I put a bunch of gunpowder here to connect this, just light it up. Just light that up. We gotta make sure that this hits. So as soon as that explodes, maybe even put some TNT here. I just gotta make sure that this explodes, this one. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't, yeah. It should. There's no way that that shouldn't blow up. We should be able to just test it from here. Boom. So it does get both. Perfect. So with that, I'm just going to set up our horse, and then we should be able to run this. About a little over an hour for video time, but should be a fun one. Hopefully getting an awesome time with this one done here. I keep hearing the horse. Where is that horse? I hear you, bud. Okay, yeah, let's save you. You can take us. Actually, I still don't even know. Like, this is pretty quick, but I feel like horse punch is probably even quicker. Yeah, maybe we won't take the horse. I think it probably makes more sense just running with horse punch, but we'll try that. Okay. Alrighty then. I wonder... I have one more quick thought. Instead of having to do our tough shots twice. I don't know how much gunpowder. Okay, I still have 10 seconds worth of gunpowder. I wonder if I can connect these back to... Like, these ones obviously aren't close enough, but these two... Oh, I guess they probably aren't, eh? That's not that close. I'm gonna try, just because we have all this gunpowder anyways. And I don't really quite know how it works yet. Obviously, it's a new tool for this Wild West series, but this Time Camper series. I don't want any reason that that's gonna disconnect. So we still have 7 seconds. That's pretty good. I don't want to like go through all of this garbage. Let's just take all of this out of here. A nice little clean gunpowder pathway. And then if I can just worry about shooting one of these and it eventually explodes the other one, I just don't know if it works like that. I'm assuming like the gunpowder to be like one of those oil trails that you would see in like movies or other games, and it just kind of lights. It's like a slow burn and then eventually blows up. I don't know how quick it would happen, but let's try and just bury that. Make sure this connects. Okay. That's not going to hurt anything, or it shouldn't anyway, so let's just see how this works. Get a revolver, see if that lights. Oh yeah. That blows that up, but okay. So let's see what this looks like then. If I do this. For some reason it disconnected. Oh, I guess just where I shot. Okay, so let's try this then. Oh, that still burns out. Ooh. I guess because it's not fully connected here. That might not work. Let's see. if we shoot this one, what happens? It just gets stifled in the grass. That doesn't help. It could have. It could have. We don't have enough gunpowder now, though, to be able to make that work. And I used all my TNT also. Of course. Actually, I wonder if I can pick that up. Or if it's just stuck to the ground. Because that would help. Where did I put that? Because seeing how that gunpowder worked, this is probably just overkill. Yeah, you can't pick it up after you've placed it, even though they have handles. That sucks. Ah, too bad. Okay, well, we're going to need to two-shot that, but at least that gives us some leeway. Honestly, if we can shoot that, it shouldn't be that big a deal. It shouldn't be that big a deal. Would have just been really cool to not have to worry about that other shot, but it shouldn't be that complicated, I wouldn't imagine. Let me just quick save here. Get our horse punch ready. Now the timer is going to go as soon as we explode our first one, so... Got a couple here. I want to make sure that this is going to be quick and easy to toss when we're ready to go. So we're going to horse punch, basically just fly out of here. Hoping that I don't get stuck there. Alright, let's see. After all this setup, let's see how this goes. So our first one is up over here. That should blow up both. It's pretty easy to actually see both of those even, but... So those two, then here, and here. Honestly, it's not that bad. Okay, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this one at 8. Okay, let's try it. Try it. Where are we here? I already don't know. Oh. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I kind of lost my... Might be easier to not move around in the scope. Yeah, it is. Where is this last one? Where is that? Oh. Well, I missed one. I don't know which one I missed. We had 2 here, 2 here. 1, 2, 3. So that's 7. 8. Oh, I guess just because it hadn't hit the floor yet. Okay, never mind. Okay, that tripped me out though. And I gotta see if I can remember to hit 5 to just quick switch to that horse punch instead of trying to cycle through. Where are we missing one? Oh, wow, that one's not exploding. Why? I don't know, I must just be throwing that one not good. Okay, try this again. I fell off the box. Lost our height here. Okay. We're definitely getting better. It's, again, it's just kind of adjusting to where these objectives are. There we go. Oh. Okay, that was a pretty good run. I need to blow that gate apart, though. That was a pretty good run. We would have finished that with like 20 seconds left. Or 40 seconds left, sorry. Okay, how best to do this? I guess just a dynamite bundle. And that should be fine. Oh yeah, that'll give us more than enough room. Okay, quick save. I could definitely shoot a little smoother, and there is a little bit of reload time that I didn't really account for, but again, you can't really do a whole lot about that. Okay, let's go back. Where's our ladder up? Right here. Just gonna make sure that we're not hitting this too. Oops. Okay. Just to make sure, because I don't know where that barrel was getting hung up on before, but something was happening. Okay. Let's go again, you guys. Let's go again. Whoop. Just keep chugging that horse punch. Run, run, run. There we go. Okay, sweet. Sweet. So what did we end at? I don't know. I was trying to run too fast. 34 seconds left. Honestly, that was pretty good. We shot down 10 objectives in 26 seconds. A little under that, I guess, 25.8. Awesome. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, again, a little longer setup than what we've done in any of our recent episodes anyways. But again, if you've caught any of our episodes before, first of all, appreciate it. Thank you very much. But you know that we spend quite a bit of time setting up really to just kind of put together the coolest, most efficient, fun, smooth speed run that we possibly can while clearing all objectives. So very cool to be able to do this one. I don't know really how much more efficient we could have been. It would have been really cool to be able to just shoot that one objective and then have the gunpowder light that other one. That's really the only kind of miss there that I think we could have done a little differently. And then to just the transition for switching to our horse punch after we threw that barrel off the top of the tower there. But really, I don't know if we could have done a whole lot more than we did. Stoked on the time left, 34 seconds. That's absolutely huge. A lot of fun doing this one. You can see again, mission time at 52 minutes. Still don't really know how they calculate that, but we did do a lot of quick saving and quick loading. But a really, really fun one here called Motivational Reminder. Again, Teardown's Time Campers DLC campaign. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully maybe you learned something or gives you some thoughts on some things that you could try. If you do better than us, let us know in the comments. I would love to see what you did differently than we did and where we could have trimmed some time. But either way, though, again, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Drop a comment in there for us. We love chatting with you guys about the games that we're playing. And then, again, if you've liked anything that you've seen with us so far, definitely do a little bit of poking around on the channel. And if you still like what you see, make sure you subscribe to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube. And we are stoked to see you guys in the next episode. With that, have a great day, everybody. Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, out.